Just keeping it real.
I know.
And so when I call that a joke, my daughters reported me. They reported me, and the response that I got from the mother was that if you're not careful, he will split you. C.A.B.B will split you like a banana.
Will split me.
Listen, let me explain something. He will split like a banana. You're gonna split the banana. But the problem is that honestly, when this happened, when it actually, let me just go back. When the divorce took place and she remarried, first of all, it only goes back 21 years. She has not been, all three of them together have not been there for more than 20 years prior. And actually, the youngest one, she's not even 21 yet. But even the girl, like the oldest one, also same thing. She hasn't been in a Jamaat a good 21. And so, for you to believe that I actually experienced what I experienced, which was really a spiritual journey. When she claimed she had, the spiritual leader, I fell back on Tuba. I fell back on Shahamudu Bamba. And I even have a son proving who is 18 years old.
He was a real spiritual leader.
No, wait a minute. So hold on a second. We can go on. But bottom line, I came back with that, and there are two things that happened. That resulted in the clarity of his spiritual ability, to where I reclaimed my wife and children. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And it was a number of qasidas that the dad, Gainde Fatma, who is my sister's dad, he gave me a number of qasidas, and I was reading those on a daily basis. And it actually enabled a number of sightings within, the unseen form. But at the end of the day, the proof was that I said, I know he has clearly, because I asked Allah, and I know clearly that he has something in his dua. The dua is the silah. This is the weapon of the believers.
Right.
You understand? So I knew he had something in his dua. And once I started experiencing what I experienced, I said, oh Allah, if you allow me to outcome this, I will make sure that I name a child after him. And the point of the matter is, now as we're circling all the way back, it is very clear. You want to stay stubbornly in something that you know is false, so that you can somehow continue to gain prestige and be against the one that you despise, which is yours truly.
Right.
But the problem is, that's not the way Islam works. This is the problem. It's not my fault. I did not create Islam.
The only sheikh that a woman has
is a husband. Her father, yes, we know. Her father is a sheikh. But when you get to a point, again, and as I explained the brothers yesterday, the boys, I said to them, I said, listen, when you get to a point when you cannot talk Islam, you say, we are Muslim, yes. We believe in Islam, yes. We believe in the Quran being from Allah, yes. And you cannot talk about these things peacefully, civilly, and come to an understanding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself has authorized, then you have to ask yourselves, what truth are you on? What peace are you on? Because the Quran is the truth. The peace is al-Islam. Whose guidance are you expecting? Because Allah Ta'ala alone guides whom He wills and misguides whomever He wills, not you or whoever else you think.
Exactly.
You see what the situation is. So, really, when we believe in Allah, and this is, I literally, for me, I can say myself, I just found out the criminal activities at the extent. I never knew about that. I never knew about that, he had made up these stories. I never really knew about that. But,
He's a criminal.
well,
He's a crook.
well, that, and that, you see, that in itself when you come to the understanding that clearly is the actual perspective, when you're reading the Quran and you're looking all over the place suspiciously, of course, there is no other route. There is no other way. But now he is with Allah. For sure, Allah is taking care of him. He is not going to split me like a banana or you or anybody else.
I know.
But what needs to be done at this point is that we who believe need to stand direct and firm. We should really stand together as one banner and do so with the pure intention of gaining Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's reward in this life as well as in the hereafter. We carry the banner as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions carried it. We are not allowed to sit back and do absolutely nothing. There is no way on earth you are going to allow a female imam to lead your family in the salah. I mean, you're not going to see her leading you on the battlefield. I mean, you're talking Joan of Arc or something like this.
Or leading you, period.
No. The point, see, when people get to believing that that is accurate, obviously they have a truth that only is known to them. So just give them time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will iron out the affair. I have no doubt in my mind that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will...
They chopping them brothers up. I mean, they falling. There's a lot of people leaving, man. Yeah. Absolutely. A lot of people, man, listen. You can't... Listen, the internet is exposing everything now. The internet, when he was doing this thing, the internet was not developed like it was now. You understand what I'm saying? He was able to give discourses and make a little tape and slide off his little tapes to people, right? You know, we sit and listen to his little discourses. Internet wasn't happening then. So all we knew was what we was being fed, right? That's all we knew. Of course, our ignorance, if we really studied our deen, we would have known it was crazy. But anyway, that's what was happening. But we didn't know all the stuff that he was doing. But now, because of the internet, they can get on like the R2F now, they can get on and expose everything.
The problem,
and they can show, and the thing about it is like this. Hold up, let me say this. When evidence don't lie. That's number one. Evidence don't lie. And like I said about Nixon. When I told you about Nixon would have got away with that. Watergate. But the judge made him turn over the tapes. He was hiding that tape. Once he turned over the Watergate tape, and they heard his voice, right? Saying what he said on his voice. His own men. Said, these are coppers now. That goes to, sir, Mr. President, you're going to have to resign.
You're going to have to resign.
You're going to have to resign. We can't, we can't defend it. You hear you want to take saying this and it's being exposed in the public. We can't defend it. These are coppers saying this. So evidence don't lie. And so with R2F coming out now every week with information, ex-leaders coming on the air talking, you come on there and you talking, and other brothers coming and talking, exposing all of this stuff, he's done. This organization is gone. They can't survive. Because he's never expected that. He never expected that all the information is being saved. All your tapes is being saved. All your discourses are being saved and being replayed again. Stuff you said 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? Oh no, it's coming back out. You're going to deny it. No, you said it.
You said
I've never seen nobody leave this Jamaat and remain Muslim. Oh yeah, you said that. You said you didn't say it now, but here's the tape.
But here's the tape, right?
Ain't that your lip moving? Ain't that your lip talking? So they can, bro. They can. It's like even a cell phone. You think you erase stuff off your cell phone,
you don't.
right? Your cell phone and just go right in there and it on your cell phone. And you thought you erased everything. So everything is information now, but it's permanent now. You cannot hide. That's why you gotta watch what you say. Everything they coming on all emails and stuff. People like you're getting Trump now, all the stuff we doing, right? Everybody coming back, all the tapes and all the emails and all this stuff. It's like, damn, you sent that email to so and so? Oh my God, right there in front of your face. And so they're done. They're done. There ain't even nothing to even worry about right now. They are so cooked, bro. And a lot of people now, you know, when people tell their stories, they come on and tell the story. That's information nobody knew before. Like, yeah, I didn't know they did what? He did what? He said what? I didn't know that. Of course you didn't know it, because most people keep stuff to themselves. You know, something happened to you just keep it to yourself. You don't run out telling everybody what happened. But now they people coming on, telling the story, showing the proof, showing ayahs in the Quran, what Allah and the Apostles say, and all on it's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? It's like a stolen drum. All you gotta do is just push him, he's gonna fall. Just pluck him.
And you know, the honest truth about the matter is that, you know, he could have actually been calling people to farming or business. He could have been calling people to anything other than what he is claiming or what he claimed. And all of these, you know, predictions that he made that never came true.
Exactly.
You see, I mean, you have to be honest about the situation. Now he's gone. He's not doing any of those things.
Exactly.
What part of that did you not capture? What part of that do you now want to continue denying?
But not what you're holding on to.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. You're holding on to falsehood to substantiate falsehood with more falsehood, and you think there is some truth that lays in it that justifies it for you. And this is nothing other than a bunch of hearsay that people created. And they had no authority from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do so. It's that simple.
And it's also simple as this. It's also simple as this. Allah guides not the rebellious. And so if you continuously rebel and you show them everything, it's what Allah said, it's the Prophet said, and they turn their face the other way. Like Allah one time say what the Prophet talked about, turn their face in disgust.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the same way happening now. You talk to these people, they're hypocrites, bro. They're monafics. They don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because when you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Allah speaks, you follow, you listen. Oh, I didn't know, I didn't know that, I was wrong. And then you change your way. You don't hear what Allah say, and the Prophet say, he said, whatever. I said, what? I don't care what they say. I still believe in the 6 salt pan. Yeah, but there's no 6 salt pan. There's no such thing. Where's that in the Quran Hadith? I don't care. I said, that's called rebellious, bro.
No, of course. See, to be fair, that's been established a long time ago, at least, and that's what, you know, I guess on the R2F appearance that I had, I was trying to explain that. And I mean, it's obvious to anyone who wants to look at the evidence. But again, when people do not want to look at the evidence, you understand? So yeah, you know, when people do not want to look at the evidence, what actually happens? When people reject evidence, they're rejecting the truth.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
When people reject the evidence, they're rejecting the truth. When you reject the truth, then you reject Allah. It's that simple. Allah is the truth. So what do you think? I mean, just because of the fact that, you know, he is most patient, do you think nothing is ever going to happen? You're sadly delusioned. For that reason, you know, for that simple reason, you have to be obedient to Allah. You have to be fearful of His punishment and of His anger. You have no right to, constitute female imamhood, and you have absolutely no right creating rebellion in anyone, particularly when it has to do with the submissiveness and the authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah made the man the imam. So you've encouraged people to break away from that order. You've somehow encouraged, through your, mental abusing or your cultic ideology, you've managed to program people to rebel against their imams, or their imam, period. This is what you've done. You've made them pass around the idea that whosoever is not in our community is not a Muslim. You did that. You've avoided people to come to the land, the masjid, to the place that is supposedly a masjid. You've denied people to the house of Allah. Do you not think that this is, do you not think that this is somehow odd, that you got people not giving salams to one another. You got people putting up a fight and arguing and threatening others. You got people who died because of the fact that they followed your ideology. They died in the line of fire because, so
it's a cult like C.A.B.B.
You got people who left this country and never came back. What's up with that?
Right.
You understand? All these things, people's lives are torn up. And if you think, and the problem is, if you think for one moment, I don't care how devoted whoever thinks they're Talib or whatever, how devoted they are to him, or how devoted that they think they are.
They don't love them. They don't love them back. All they want is your money.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you breaking up.
Yeah. Inshallah, we'll continue, inshallah. This is a very important dialogue.